Hi, I'm Dan and welcome to this week's instalment of The Baseline. Tonight on the show we have local Brisbane act Lucky Bradford in. They recently won the Rate My Band comp and I'm really excited to hear these guys play tonight.
And later on, Ariel will be dropping by to tell us about the big acts in Oz. And you're reviewing one of my most favourite indie bands of Montreal.
But first, let's talk music.
Sad news firstly. Former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher.
Maggie.
Yeah, she passed away this week.
It was really unfortunate. And what was worse was that there was a campaign launched on Facebook that wanted to push the song Ding Dong the Witch is Dead to the top of the UK charts.
Even though it didn't top the charts, it's still known as the top 10 single of all time and sold like 52,000 copies all around.
That's wild. I mean, okay, what else is in the news? Green Day's back. They've just released the documentary Quattro, which details the making of their triptych of albums Uno, Dos and Tre.
Yes. I'm so glad Green Day is back into touring after Billy Joe Armstrong's time in rehab, after his outburst at the iHeart Music Festival, something that the band would really like to forget. And for those who haven't seen it...
I've been around since fucking 1980 fucking 8. And you're gonna give me 1 fucking minute? You gotta be fucking kidding me! You fucking kidding me! What the fuck? I'm not fucking Justin Bieber, you motherfuckers!
And for those of you playing at home, the answer is A, cocaine.
I just love how his bassist destroys his guitar, knowing that BJ is off his face. True friendship there.
Yeah, bros before bass, apparently. Now, what I find really interesting is that Armstrong mentioned Justin Bieber, who's another guy who's been in the news recently for all of the wrong reasons. And I mean, the latest story is a really, really awkward visit to Anne Frank House in Amsterdam, where he left an unusual message in the guest book.
Yeah, the pop star writes, truly inspiring to come here. Anne was a great girl. Hopefully, she would have been a believer. How much do we hate Justin Bieber?
So much. But it's not just the arrogance, it's the fact that he used the word belieber in a guest book at Anne Frank House.
Yeah. And as to be expected, all social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, took pleasure in these poorly noted words.
And I mean, even celebrities were getting in on the act. My favourite tweet, I guess, comes from Ricky Gervais, who wrote, "I agree with Justin Bieber. Anne Frank would have loved his stuff. It's perfect for being played really, really quietly so that no one can hear." But enough about that hack. As usual, Ariel is here to talk all things music with us. You're still dreaming of Byron Bay Blues Fest.
Yes, I went down for the whole 5 days. It was really great. I loved the whole festival vibe it has going on in there, and it feels, even though it's a 24-year-old festival now, 25 next year, it still feels really non-commercial and independent. So I really had a great time. There's a whole range of acts, you know, burning from unknown contemporary acts to 60s sort of legends and in all different styles. Yeah. So I really enjoyed everyone that I saw, so I really had a great time.
Nice. Now, we know that you have such an eclectic taste. I'm guessing there were so many bands that you wanted to see.
There were a lot of bands I wanted to see. Some of those names among those would be Rodriguez. I was really keen to see. I got to see him twice. He was great. I wanted to see Wanda Jackson and Chris Isaak, who I've been dancing to since I was a little kid. So, and of course, most of all, I wanted to see Iggy and the Stooges. Definitely. I was really primed for that.
I love Chris Isaak. Apparently he puts on a great show. How was that?
Well, as great as he was, my personal favourite, and I think for a lot of people, would have to be Iggy and the Stooges. It was just, you know, there was something really timeless about it. You couldn't kind of replicate that with just any kind of hard rock band, and waited for hours. The warm-up acts were great. I loved Beast Suburban, Dropkick Murphys, intense energy levels from the bands and the crowd. And then when the Iggy and the Stooges came out, it was just apocalyptic. Everyone was, you know, it was a complete connection of audience and band. You know, Iggy was really working the crowd, like holding their hands and talking to them, and the crowd was like call and response back to him, and everyone was sort of jammed up like sardines. There was not even room to be facing the stage. Everyone was on their side, like bruised and kind of screaming towards stage, and security didn't know what was going on. So then Iggy's like, "Oh, hi, my name's Iggy, what's your name?" And we called out our names respectively, and he's like, "Well, now that we know each other, why don't you just jump up on stage and party with the Stooges?" So me and my sister just jumped straight over the barricade, and we got up there. So
Yeah, we actually have a little bit of footage of
something that might
this.
have happened. Oh dear.
Rumour has it you got to hug Iggy. How was that? Did he feel like saggy, wrinkly old dreams?
Well, he felt like a snake, like a python, because he was all kind of really like kind of hard, but then his skin was slipping around all over the place, and I just sort of kind of surprised him. I took him by surprise, and he kind of just grinned in my face. He was really happy. I was just like, that was everything I needed to do up there, so I was like, got that sorted.
Awesome, noted. Well, thanks, Ariel. Now, I'm going to rush off to the basement, but I'm going to leave you all here with Dan, who's going to review the weekly album.
Paralytic Storks is a new album from Georgian-based indie pop band of Montreal, and it's an album that will never leave you in the same state of mind for more than one track. Catchy, up-tempo hooks are ever present throughout, as well as slow, discordant instrumental movements. On the surface, Paralytic Storks only offers a humble 9 tracks, but the whole album racks up a runtime of an hour. Despite the record's infectious melodies and use of synthesizers, frontman Kevin Barnes abandons pop music conventions on nearly every song. The prolific Kevin Barnes, who very rarely gives his fans glimpses into his personal life, spills his guts this time around. Paralytic Storks offers some of the strongest hooks and most disarming words he has ever written, perfectly showcased on the album's best entry point, the wondrous, spiteful intervention. The lyrics read, "I spend my waking hours haunting my life. I made the one I love start crying tonight." Critics have described the music as difficult and say it makes more sense to its creator than to the masses. The reason why this personal anguish exists in commercial form at all is that there is something all-embracing to be shared with the world in this fierce mess of a record. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, Kevin Barnes is really trying to make good pop. Paralytic Storks is just that, whether it be over the top or not. For listeners who are still on the fence about purchasing the album, I recommend they sample Ye Renew the Plaintiff and Wintered Debts. It's now available on either vinyl or CD on polyvinyl.com, and it's an album so nice, I bought it twice. Now back to Eileen down in the baseline basement.
Thanks. I'm down here in the Baseline basement, where Lucky Bradford have just finished setting up. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Could you introduce yourselves and tell us what your roles are in the band?
My name's Jack. I play drums and write lyrics and help write the songs.
My name's Dave, and I'm the lead singer and one of the guitarists, and I also write some of the songs and lyrics.
And my name's Andy, and I play the guitar. And this is Liam, and he's our bassist.
So when did you all first get together?
Well, originally it begun with Dave, Jack, and I. We were mates at school, and we thought we'd start the band once we finished school. And we're doing covers and whatnot, and then we thought we'd start to write our originals. And once we did that, we started to do a few minor gigs. And we thought, oh well, we really need a bassist just to sound better as a whole. So we found Liam, and he was playing in another band, and we thought, why not steal him and take him into our band? And he's joined us, and now this is Lucky Bradford.
Awesome, awesome. So I hear you're in the process of making an EP. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, we recently won a band competition at Alumbra, and we got a fair bit of money for that, so we're going to start recording. We got it all booked in for May, the end of May, so there should be one coming out not too far away.
That's pretty cool. So you've recently won the Brisbane's Rate My Band competition. First of all, congrats. And second of all, what does this mean for your future in the music industry?
Well, we think from winning this competition, we won, as we've said, money and 4-track EP mastering and whatnot, and we thought it's put us ahead nearly a whole year from where we would have been if we didn't win the competition.
Yeah.
So it's allowed us to do things like merchandise now, using Castle of Drifters, who we're doing it through, and also we've got a lot more followers from it, a few more likes on Facebook, and more gigs coming along, and yeah, it's really put us ahead.
Excellent. Well, thanks for dropping by Baseline today, guys. Here to sing us off with their latest song, Run. Check them out on Facebook. Lucky Bradford.